One back pass, 4 seconds. That's genuinely all it takes to end a World Cup dream that took 4 years to build. Not a bad tournament, not a weak squad. One mistake, one moment, and a whole country's summer is just gone. This happens at every single World Cup, and nobody wants to be the guy it happens to. So picture it, group stage, final match day, everything's still up for grabs. Goalkeeper's got no pressure on him, rolls it back to a defender who's made that exact pass 1,000 times in training. This time it's short. The striker sees it before the defender's even turned his head. One touch, one finish, and a campaign that took months to build is over in 4 seconds nobody saw coming. But it's not really about the pass, is it? It's about what the World Cup actually is once you take the flags and the noise away. One goal here is never just one goal. It's qualification or going home. It's a round of 16 spot worth tens of millions. It's the difference between a hero's welcome and a federation quietly opening an inquiry into what went wrong. That's what makes a mistake here hit different to a mistake anywhere else in football. A club loses 3 points. A country loses its whole tournament. All right, the numbers, because this is where it actually stings. Under FIFA's prize structure, just reaching the round of 16 instead of going out in the groups is worth around $13 million more. Get to the quarters, that jumps again. Reach the final and you're into tens of millions on top, and that's before sponsorship bonuses, before broadcast money tied to how far a team goes, before shirt sales spiking every time a team wins a knockout game on the biggest stage there is. One mistake and a federation's whole 4-year budget gets rewritten while the match is still going on. That's why managers get sacked days after a group stage exit, sometimes managers who just qualified their country for the first time in decades. Federations don't forgive one bad 90 minutes. Fans see heartbreak on a pitch. Federations see a hole in a spreadsheet, live in front of a billion people. And here's the part nobody really talks about. That player still has to walk into the dressing room after. Still has to face reporters within the hour. Still has to watch himself replayed in slow motion on every broadcast, in every country, for the rest of the tournament. There's no timeout for that. You misplace one pass at a World Cup, and it becomes the most watched 4 seconds of your career whether you like it or not. And it's not a one-off. It's happened to goalkeepers gifting a goal in stoppage time. Defenders switching off at a corner in a match that decided qualification. Strikers missing chances so open that missing them should be basically impossible with the whole planet watching. Different players, different countries, different years, same ending every time, one moment and it's done. I genuinely think this is the bit fans underrate the most. We remember the miss. We almost never sit down and work out what it actually cost. A defensive slip turns into a clip that gets shared for years. It rarely turns into the story about a federation losing the funding it needed for the next 4 years. But that's exactly what's going on behind the scenes. Every tournament, the second the cameras stop rolling on the player. Do you reckon these players are actually ready for that kind of pressure? Say it in the comments, this one never really settles. Here's the uncomfortable bit though. This is exactly why the smaller footballing nations can't keep up long term. One disaster for a giant with money behind it is just a bad tournament. One disaster for a country that waited decades to even qualify can set them back a decade. The gap between the traditional powers and everyone else isn't only talent. It's who can absorb a disaster and who can't. That short back pass, that one lapse in focus, it didn't just end a match. For some countries it ends the only real World Cup shot a whole generation of players was ever going to get. So next time you're watching this tournament and a costly mistake happens, and it will, 48 teams and 104 matches basically guarantee it, remember it's never just one goal. It's prize money, it's sponsorship, it's a federation's next 4 years, it's a country's next shot at all of this. The World Cup looks like 11 guys chasing a ball around a field. Underneath that, it's one of the most unforgiving stages in sport, where 4 seconds can decide millions. The stakes just keep getting bigger, and somewhere in one of these 104 matches, another player's about to make a mistake that changes everything for him. He just doesn't know it yet. The game hasn't changed, you're welcome.